Hey, welcome to Butcher Bay Rejects. I'm Mark.
I'm Greg. How you doing, nerds?
How you doing, bud? How you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. Spring is coming. I hear the geese in the air. So if all goes well, this should have been the last snow that we have this month of March.
Yes, we got rain and not snow. It was great.
Yeah, help melt that darn old snow.
Yeah, but now we're at that ugly stage, right? It's like everything kind of brown, craggly, and looks like
the bastard stage. Yep.
Yeah, it's looking like a scene out of Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah. Ichabod, Ichabod, Ichabod Crane. Golly gee, what a name. All right, you ready to light this fire?
Yes, sir. What do we got?
So this week's podcast, this week's episode, we'll have Picard, episode 4, episode called Watcher. And then we're going to follow it up with Winning Team, Rise of the Lakers Dynasty on HBO Max, episode 3 called The Best Is Yet to Come. And we're going to go with a little, why not, CBS Survivor show. Usually we watch streaming shows, but we're watching Survivor. Season 42, episode 3, Go for the Gusto.
Yep.
And, of course, you watched episode 1 last week. I had finished it. We're going to do DMZ on HBO Max, episodes 2 to 4. And, of course, the one you've all been waiting for, Halo on Paramount Plus, episode 1, Contact. Yeah. We're saving that one for last. So before we get there, we got to go through Picard and all the others. So I'll kick it off with Watcher. So this is what I was talking about, which, I mean, you didn't take it as hard as I did, but if you recall, and you're a next gen guy, so I didn't even have to research this because somebody already wrote an article on it. It appeared in my feed called Time Zero. That was a next gen episode where Kirk goes back to 1893 in San Francisco, and who does he meet? Guinan. You're like, well, wait a minute, how come she didn't remember him? That's what I said. Q changed.
Kirk or Picard?
Picard.
Yeah, you just said you just said Kirk.
Oh, sorry. I meant Picard. One's a captain with hair. The other, the captain without hair. So it was a 2-part episode called Time Zero where they meet. They also meet Mark Twain and Jack London, but whatever. Right. So, but before you cry foul, that's the whole point. It never happened. Everything you remember about Star Trek never happened because a Q did. And of course, Whoopi Goldberg is played by a younger, different actress. That was a bit strange, but whatever. What'd you think?
Oh, it was good. I mean, it was. This one just felt like everybody's just trying to get their feet steady in this timeline, right? Picard is sitting there going, he's trying to convince Guinan that they're friends, and yeah, like you said, there was one part where he went back in time, but in this timeline that never happened, so. They got pretty much a free pass to do whatever they want, I think. So I think with all that, they can start fresh with everything. And I thought it was a good thing. I love the whole Rios getting a taste of modern immigration or past immigration.
As much as I enjoy a good car chase, there was absolutely no need for Seven to speed out of there Dukes of Hazzard. Like, there was no race for time. If it was just to fill an episode with a car chase because they could on a Star Trek show, I don't know. I don't know.
I think there was a little bit of that. I think there was a little bit of like, okay, we're going to steal a car. We'll steal a police car because, they don't load jack those.
Yeah. No, I didn't even get started there, but I'm just saying, wait, why do you need a car chase here? There was no time crunch, but whatever.
Well, I think there was a bit of a time crunch with regards to Rios being deported.
Well, yes, but that all depended on the doctor getting the information on the board to trick her into getting the teleportation device ready. It was more of that than he got teleported. They didn't race to catch, they weren't rescuing him from ice.
Well, the thing is that they didn't, when they, being unfamiliar with the time zone, right? And having, other people saying, he's going to disappear. They're going to disappear him. So they have no idea what that means. I mean, just remember, like, they're from the 25th century where everyone is very, very proper and very, very, there's so much dignified things going on. The brutality of the age really never rears its ugly head. And in this time, shit happens. So they don't have any clue as to how this is going to play out. He's going to be disappeared. In other words, he's going to be like completely taken off the map by the government, because the government's cruel and brutal, and they have what kind of people are these? And, they got all that kind of unknown, because, hey, guess what? They don't actually have a computer to reference everything. They're flying by just the knowledge that they have, which in this instance, there's not a whole hell of a lot. So I think they're just kind of like, they're fish out of water trying to wing it, even more so than they did in Voyage Home. Voyage Home they had some sort of reference to the century. Here they got nothing. So I think that's kind of more of what's going on. So I don't know.
Shifting gears here, I did like when Picard goes with Jurati to visit Chateau Picard. We learned that his ancestors during World War II hid from the Nazis in the tunnels, and that the chateau itself was actually used as a base for the Nazis. She also, when they bring up the whole thing about number of, Picard brings up the fact that the number 15 keeps coming up with her.
Yeah.
And you might get this. I didn't. She says, "Look at you, Dixon Hill." Well, I had to search this because it's a callback to a fictional detective that Picard used to play on the holodeck with Guinan. Okay?
Right. That's true.
Because I didn't understand that sentence. "Look at you, Dixon Hill." So I thought that was, I guess, for fans would have really caught that.
Yeah, I think that was a nod back to because Picard used to go on the holodeck. That was his sort of like rest time where everyone reads a book. He actually acts it out on the holodeck.
Yeah. Well, you just referenced Voyage Home before, right?
Yeah.
I keep forgetting. Wasn't it cool? But wasn't the guy with the spiky hair playing the boombox? Like, that was right out of that. I'm like, are they recreating this shot for shot? Like,
I know.
And that one Spock nerve pinches the guy, but this one she just asks him to turn it down.
Well, I think that was also a kind of a nod to, because when the original team went back, they went back to the 80s, right?
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. So now this is the year, 2025 or 24, where everyone's a little bit more polite and don't want to offend anyone. And oh my God, I'm so sorry. I just really like the song and wanted to play it loud. So I'll turn around like, "Fuck you." Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I just love this music. So it's like, it's a nod, but a nod with a twist.
Yeah.
I mean, not that we wouldn't want to see Seven kick this guy through a bus window, because we would have.
Yeah, probably. How about the old
Actually,
plot?
It probably would have been Raffi, because Raffi's in a pissy mood right now.
Yeah. Well, what do you make of the whole plot twist at the end? The Watcher ends up being Laris, which is not who I was thinking at all. Is it a different version of Laris? I don't know at this point. And how beautiful is that woman? God sakes. Seriously, though, even with the pointy ears, she's more. Yeah. But yeah, I wasn't expecting. I guess we'll tune in next week to find out.
Well, Laris, or is it just a someone that looks like her,
or how some entities take the form of someone they're comfortable with. So because you probably wouldn't be able to
so
withstand my current form or present form.
I mean, I'm guessing Picard's head was scanned, and the Laris was the one that stood out the most, and therefore, that's the one that rang true to him. So it's like, okay. Or they figured that would be who he would respond to the most.
Exactly. A la Contact. Sure.
Yeah. So,
well, we'll tune in next week for episode 5.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, if you look back at the whole, like, trying to convince Guinan that he knows, and then he says something that she said, and then she ends up puking.
Yeah.
That whole bar scene was interesting. It's like went from, full tavern to, you see laundry in the corner. I'm like, oh, bitch is living there now.
Yeah, look like it.
And they gave away the dog. It was the dog always knows who's nice and who's not.
I hope so. The cute dog. I think that's his dog too. I think. I know he likes pit bulls.
Ah, okay, Lulu. Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
All right, want to get some winning time on HBO Max?
Time.
So lots of stuff I didn't know about Pat Riley. I had no idea he was trying out to be basically a voice broadcaster.
Man,
yeah, no idea. I knew that he played, and obviously he was good. But yeah, that one took me by surprise, especially the actor. I don't know if you noticed the actor playing Tarkanian, Jerry Tarkanian. That's Rory Cochrane, like without hair. Like I couldn't figure it out who it was, but I knew this guy. But I don't know. You'd have to be, I guess, seen a lot of stuff for Rory Cochrane to know why that's a big deal. Do you know who Rory Cochrane is? Did you ever see Dazed and Confused?
Yes. He's
the guy. Hey man, he's the stoner with the long hair.
Yeah, he was also in Empire Records and CSI Miami.
Yeah, that's Rory Cochrane. Like totally.
Holy,
what?
You know what? I knew he was familiar. But
yeah, I just couldn't put my finger on it.
Exactly. Like I recognized the face, the cheeks and all that, but I didn't realize. Now that's a serious transformation.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Like like I said, I recognized him somehow, but I didn't recognize him completely. So it's like, yeah, now that I'm pulling his picture up on Google,
and of course,
shaved head and everything, yeah.
Dr. Buss has him in his sights. Because he's has a storied career at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. Of course, he even offers him the moon. This is in late $70s, $750,000 plus 2 Rolls Royces. Yeah. Good Lord!
I mean, let's talk with the beginning where it opens up with Dr. Buss just chewing the living shit out of Jerry West.
Jerry West, yeah.
Like,
yeah, it's fun seeing someone else yell at Jerry West for once.
Yeah, like he really, really, really just laid into him. Like, and you've never seen Buss so far lose his cool.
Yeah.
And he's been in some situations where, like, especially like when he was dealing with Red Auerbach, Auerbach was so condescending and looking down on him and all that. And he kept his cool throughout, but this, he just kind of like just lost his shit on Jerry West. And it was just like, oh my God.
Yeah. He was kind of telling him basically, well, you're only doing this because now I've given you everything you've asked for and you've got no excuse now, right? Not to win. So,
Yeah. No. It was
trying
like
to imply that he can't take the heat.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Then,
but like the funny thing is, like, Wes actually is seeing how this can be done. He's actually pierced the veil and going, no, this can be done. And he's actually putting his coaching skills and playing skills to the test of seeing how this could really be done, but he just doesn't see it. He can't get anybody to listen to him.
Yeah, well, he has his opinion for the coach, and Buss is like, that's okay, I got it. I already got my coach, which would be Tarkanian. We go back to Lansing, Michigan. We see Magic Johnson just packing up for LA, but his mama telling him, make a promise, don't forget where you came from, blah, blah, blah. Couldn't forget if I tried, mama. But then the whole fascinating thing is this, watching Adrian Brody plays Riley, basically bumming around, playing pickup basketball with his friends, walking in on his wife's or girlfand's
therapy session. Yeah.
Tearing up, taking down
the garage,
to get rid of the ivy. And of course, but the whole Jerry Tarkanian thing is fascinating because while they're having lunch and basically agreeing to the terms, there's a couple of mob guys at the next table, a little bit of with his Tarkanian's friend and manager, I guess. And then, of course, pretty shocking ending. And I read up on that. That actually did happen. But they're more implying that, he owed a lot of money to the wrong people type of thing. It wasn't necessarily to keep, because I thought at first it was to keep Tarkanian in Vegas because Buss's card was on his forehead, which is how it was in real life. But there was a lot more to it than that, why that guy got killed. But that was pretty shocking because I knew none of that. I didn't know that Bus wanted Tarkanian at all. I always thought it was Riley from the get-go.
Well, I think obviously they were in a pinch, right? So they were like 3 weeks before training camp. So it's like, and that was, I guess you could say, the closest possibility that they had, close to Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Los Angeles. Yeah, it's a 4-hour ride. It won't be that big of a deal, but yeah. No, it was.
Well, he's like, well, see that? I'm a god here. And he's there, but you could be a god in Los Angeles. This is the NBA, You're thinking small time.
Yeah. And we also got a little bit of a taste that it's not always that great to be in LA.
What do you mean?
Well, when Magic just starts hanging around, like Nixon brings him around to his movie premiere, and
I forgot about that. The Fish Who Saved Pittsburgh. Do you remember that movie? It featured a lot, and Cosby. I forgot about that movie because it did feature Dr. J and a lot of NBA players. I totally forgot about that movie. Yeah.
So it's like, but then. They got all this partying happening, or they're at this movie premiere, but it's not really that great. And then Magic Johnson's like sitting at home in the dark, kind of calling his girl back home, going, "Oh yeah."
Well, that's after, he went to that Zastro party with the pimp and had, I don't know how many 3-ways he had, but and even then he was like, "I miss Cookie. I'm going to give her a call."
Yeah, exactly.
At the high school, well, they had a phone still in the high school, and you can call it. Good Lord.
I know. Just so fucking. Yeah.
What?
And then
people
crazy.
Pick it up and go, "Oh yeah, I know Cookie. Just a sec. She's in home ec. I'll go get her."
Yeah, no kidding, eh?
Oh Lord.
Yeah. No. So I mean, there's always a B side, right? You're recruited to be the star, and you're this and that, but then you're sitting in a you got your own home and whatnot, but you got no one there, and you're by yourself, and it's just like, okay, now what? Like, I don't know anybody. I barely know anybody in this town. If I call up these guys, they're going to be fucking lame and going to these movie premieres where they're really not that important, especially when Norm Nixon's his scene got cut without him knowing. You know what I mean? So it's like, you got all that kind of shit happening, and it's just kind of like, So, while it's all bright and they show you all the bright and shiny, once you're there, it's just like everywhere else, right?
Yeah.
So, I think there's going to be a little bit of that. So, like you say, he got homesick. He called his girl, and he's looking for a little bit of like back home, and shit's going to go sideways.
Yes, sir, it will. Next week for episode 4.
Yeah.
Let's get into some Survivor. I'm really anxious because even after 42 seasons, there was 2 historic firsts in this show. Because if you notice, during the challenge, Jeff has never, ever stopped a challenge. But when they were in the water, the swells started picking up. And of course, when they practice this challenge, they hire people that work there, and they go through all different ages to see if the contestants can do it. And sure enough, I kept waiting because I know a little bit about Ocean, spending 10 years on it, and I would have called it a lot sooner than he did, mind you. But that's the first time in 42 seasons, 22 years, they ever stopped a challenge because of safety. And even seeing the guy, oh my God, that shot of him getting his head stuck in the ladder, I was like, oh God, please, Roxroy.
Yeah.
He's like, I need help, God damn it. I'm like, oh my Lord, please just get out of that. Get your head out of those rungs, please.
Yeah, no kidding, eh?
I'm about to lose it here. But of course, I mean, MVP, talk about, this guy's going to get voted off. Jonathan, single-handedly, like he's holding the ladder. He dishes the ladder, goes back, grabs 2 of his teammates who can't swim against the current.
I'm surprised he didn't give them the hold on to this and drag them with the ladder.
Yeah. Well, it's great great as that was, you just put a bigger target on you. Like, yes, they need his strength to get through challenges, but Survivor people always, like I said, it's survival of the weakest. They always vote out the strongest. But bravo to you, Jonathan. You know, I'm sad to say you'll probably get voted off because you're too strong. But
not only that, but like, you know, not only getting the ladder through, pulling everybody in. He's also the one that got all the bags up on top of the on the things.
Top of that, the big guy like that had the hot hand. They kept him in there. They didn't even swap out. They're like, go, man, do it.
Yeah. So
totally.
It's like, okay. You know, physical challenge. Jonathan, you just want to go and do that, and we'll watch. You know, like,
and then they tee up the episode with Daniel the lawyer. It's like how he forgets
the lawyer.
He forgets his shoes everywhere. They're making fun of him. Oh, he forgets this. He can't find this. He doesn't know where he put stuff. And then, sure enough, he begs Mike to read the fine print of the immunity idol that he got. Begs him. Mike finally gives it to him. What does he do? He gives it back to him. He goes, "Where's the idol?" He goes, "There wasn't an idol in here." He goes, "Yes, there was." So the guy who forgets everything literally dropped the idol while he was reading the fine print. Like, oh my Lord.
Obviously, I mean,
you cliche.
Well, I mean, he was again, never trust the lawyer, right? And he's the one that's, you know, trying to make all these moves. And what happens in the end? It bites him big time, and he has to talk his way out of it. And I think, it's not going to be pleasant at camp after they leave tribal, put it that way. But I think he probably just united everybody against him.
Yeah, and this is why you don't tell people you have a hidden immunity idol, because he even said, Daniel, like when he was reading the fine print, he's not what he thought. He goes, it's no sense voting Mike off now, which I was going to do because, you know, this idol is useless without the guy still in the game. So because all three people have to say that stupid. Each one has a different phrase to say, but yeah. So never let anyone.
Which Marianne played.
Yeah. Yeah, she did.
And no one said anything.
Yeah. And then in another historic first, I mean, how dumb was this guy? Not Romeo. Was it? Hi. You know, when, like, because he didn't know, so each contestant doesn't know that, you know, when you don't have a vote, like your vote is taken away, right? Because of the hidden immunity idol you possess. So Jeff reads out the deadline. He's like, where's the rest of the votes? You know, like, so for the first time ever, because of a second tie, Jeff had to reveal who the people were that didn't vote, you know, but this guy, like, well, of course you could have easily pieced that together if you've watched Survivor.
Yeah, but the look on his face, like you didn't see that coming. And it's
like, what are you doing there? You have no business being there if you couldn't figure that out on your own, you know?
You know, and I'm staying with my friend, and I'm like, you're about to get.
Yeah.
If Daniel had not screwed himself big time.
Because he kept telling Trey,
he would have gone.
He goes, no, I voted on your behalf. She goes, I don't have a vote. Yeah, but I voted based on what you.
Yeah, no, she's like, no. He kept digging that hole and digging that hole.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, look for the lawyer to be sent home soon.
Oh yeah, I mean, with regards to most of it, I mean, he's technically useless because he can't. He basically can't do physical stuff around anything.
Yeah, like I said, in a game where you look at someone with the slightest side eye and you're gone, you know, you basically, Mike doesn't want to let you read it. He goes against his better judgment. You fail him. You know, I mean, yes, you should have been gone already, but whatever.
Well, you know, Mike's going to campaign to get him gone in no time.
Yeah, that's an easy vote.
Yeah. Now, the question is that, they all still have to wait until they actually go to tribal council next. So it could be, if they win the next few, well, then it's.
That's true. Yeah.
So there's a little gamesmanship to be had, but it's like
things change and fortunes change all the time in Survivor, you know, and Survivor likes to really mislead you, you know, with you know, previews and trailers, you know, just when you think, if it's really obvious that someoly they don't on Survivor. So they don't show you. It's a very clever editing process, but they don't show you the whole story ever.
No. Well, it's like, movie trailers, right? You see one thing, you think of it, and when you see the movie, you're like, I did not see that happen.
Well, most trailers actually do give too much away. I know that's a big complaint, except the only movie where I saw that wasn't the case was Looper with Bruce Willis. And I thought, wow, they totally hid the part about the kid. Bravo, because any other editing company would have just thrown that in there.
Right.
All right, you ready for a little DMZ?
DMZ.
So, like I said, the first episode was very reminiscent of Escape from New York.
Yeah.
I thought episode 2 and 3 was very Romeo and Juliet. Here you have the son and the daughter of two warring faction clans, basically in love when they shouldn't be. So that's what came to mind for me, other than Alma finding out that her son is Skell, one of the most notorious killers of the TMZ, and finds out that she didn't lose him. He ran away from her, and that crushed her, right? I mean, for 8 years, you're thinking, beating yourself up, how it's your fault, and your kid tells you, no,
I fucking left you.
You left dad in prison. I had to go,
Well,
wow.
There was a whole lot of cliche going on especially with regards to all the different, I guess, like you were pointing out, different storylines that were happening, right? The Romeo and Juliet, you had the Escape from New York, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, I mean, once everything started falling into place, for me, I immediately knew how it was going to go, right? I immediately knew eventually she would be the one that would be in charge of everything.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And also I read an article because of COVID, before COVID, this was actually going to be a multi-series TV show. Because it was only because of COVID that they cut it down to 4. Which
really?
Rosario Dawson even said we're grateful to get. And she goes, and before COVID, she goes, with cast and crew and extras, she goes, there was 1,000 people on set. She goes, and I thought, and when COVID happened, she goes, I don't think I'll ever see a day again where there'll be 1,000 people on set, extras and everything.
Yeah. No, like I said, while watching the rest of this, and you could see the whole thing developing in a sense of Skell realizing his father really was a piece of shit, realizing his mom wasn't as bad as he thought.
No, but he did accuse her originally of keeping him, too safe, keeping him from everything. Whereas dad
never trusting him or
do what I wanted. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I think there was a lot of cliches and everything involved in all that. And
well, yeah, I was able to figure out the end. I figured that, yes, there was only room for 2, but she wasn't going to be one of them. I saw that one coming.
Yeah. So, and when they started with the whole, I didn't see the Lynn's girl there being the voice of the radio. I didn't see that coming.
True, because she used a voice modulator too. But wasn't guessing that. I thought it was just going to be a nameless, faceless person.
Yeah, and I was like, I had an inkling that the little kid's grandfather wasn't there.
Yeah, me too.
But that got confirmed, when he was voting and everything. Yeah. So I think,
did you like it overall or no?
Overall, I liked it. I'm not going to say it's going to stand out in my mind.
Yeah.
Like I said, it started becoming predictable.
Yeah, it would have been nice to see what if they had, like she said, a full series, what they could have done with it for sure.
I think that's just it. I think a full series would have really, really fleshed out this show, but because they were only doing 4 episodes, the smaller timeline and whatnot, you'd never really got a chance to get the full gist of the entire story of what it really should be. And I think that's where in the end, it's just going to be like, it was good. Okay. That was about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to be something that where everybody's just, oh my God, I can't wait for this to happen. See what happens next. You know, I mean, we all love that dystopian future kind of storyline, and seeing, you know, the potential for human survival and what people will do to survive. Because I mean, I think that they pointed that out pretty well, especially because when an orderly becomes a, you know, gang leader, right?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
You know, she never really thought Z never really expected her former orderly to be ruthless and, you know, where's my gold? And like, she's looking at him like, who the fuck are you? You know, like, how did this happen? From one side showing the very personable and, oh, I'm here, your friend, and I'm here for the community side. And when realizing that he was actually just a puppet to Susie, in the end, it fell short.
Yeah, but at least he wasn't as bad as Parco.
No. Parco was.
He cut a deal with the U.S. Army, which they would be legally able to invade the DMZ and take control. And the kicker is that they would acknowledge his government. You know, so he was basically, and his son wasn't too happy when he found out that at all. Skell, because that's basically a traitor is what he did. You know?
Yeah, well, I mean, he was looking out for his own interests, right?
Yeah.
And in reality, he wasn't even planning on staying in the DMZ.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, this is going to be yours. I'm moving uptown, you know, that kind of thing. Like, he was leaving the DMZ for a higher government position. And yeah, I'm passing this on to you, son. You know, it's like, okay. But I mean, he was street thug all the way through. Even though he was all trying to be Mr. Suave and governor, and I'm the people, and trying to rally all the people. And in reality, he was still a fearmonger. He was still somebody that was going to, you know, do as I say or else.
Yeah, and strap a bomb to a little kid.
That kind of like. Well, he wasn't really. Yeah. He wasn't going to blow the kid up. He was just using the kid to drop the bomb off. But even still, though, that's just
stuff could go off. You know.
Yeah, that's still lowest of the low kind of act. So
yeah, that's when Skell recognized himself in the young Odie and realized that.
Oh yeah. No, this was like same lines.
Totally used him. Yeah.
Same line of bullshit to get, you know, Parco was just trying to get what he wanted, not necessarily what was best for everybody, you know? So
yeah,
I think in the end it was just, I'm out for me and that's it. You know, even though I'm here for my gang, but I'm not here for, I'm looking for my out, you know, it's all about me. So yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, I give it a thumbs up too overall for sure. If those of you on the fence about it, you know, it's worth it. It's only 4 episodes, so please check it out on HBO Max. Now we'll get into the one you've all been waiting for in the Paramount Plus streaming service, Halo. Let me just set it up for you. So it's called Contact.
I want to hear what you want to say.
I'm just saying it picks up on the planet of Madrigal. I mean, I never played the game. I know you did. I know a little bit about it. We're introduced to a small mining colony. These denizens are some kind of rebels to the UNSC. I just thought they should have started with a battle. I thought, you know, watching tweens or preteens do drugs in the fort, I thought, oh, when's the action coming? So I thought it started slow, but ultimately I was impressed at the whole scope, how much money they spent on this, the armor, you know, the costume, I mean, the cosplay, but, you know, people are going insane right now. I mean, everything about it looked good. I definitely liked it. I, of course, liked The Mandalorian. Were you wondering how many episodes in Master Chief was going to take off his helmet? And if so, what was your guess?
I wasn't sure. I would have been. I would have.
Well, did you think the first or or a few? Like, what episode did you think he was going to take it off? 3?
I really hadn't thought about it.
Oh no,
no.
I mean, I knew they were going to, because it caused an online furor with the diehard fans, because he doesn't, kind of like Mandalorian. But of course, when you cast a well-known actor in a role, you have to show his face, right?
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, for me, okay, yeah, it started off slow, but when they started it, come on, they blew a kid's head off.
Well, not only that, they when the girls were running away from him, they blew off her leg, and then the rest of her went. And then they order 66 all the younglings. Oh my God! Where he opens the room and he's like, like, holy crap!
It just shows the brutality of the Covenant.
Yes,
and like they were spot on.
Yeah,
with how they portrayed the elites. Those covenants are called elites. That's right. And they just, especially like the whole with the cloaking, and I mean, oh my God, it was so good. And their laser swords. It was. I mean, you made like 5 Star Wars references all in your first bit. Yeah, it is. But for me, this is so far removed from Star Wars. Oh
no, I'm just saying I like both.
Oh no, I know. And I mean, I know people are going to be comparing this left, right, and center. But I mean, like you were saying, they got everything spot on, from the armor to the action. I mean, let's just talk. The Master Chief shows up and like. Does he have a parachute? No.
Silver team. Woohoo. Go Silver team.
Remnants of Captain America. Did he jump? Did he have a parachute when he jumped?
Oh,
no.
Well, speaking of, they got the superhero landing.
Yeah. But just the fighting, like the nonstop, no, just keep going. And like when Master Chief walks out with the minigun. That's like right out of the game, man. It's like those miniguns are everywhere and you can pull it off. And he was even holding it the same way they were holding it in the game, and just kind of like the way he walked forward with it, just annihilating the elites. Oh my God, it was so good. I mean, I was fanboying big time when I was watching this, because they got everything right. Like everything from the detailing down on High Charity to the labs at Reach. Everything was so, and to me, all the acting was top notch.
Oh yeah, well, I don't know about you. I've always loved and her cheekbones, Natasha McElhorn, who plays Dr. Catherine Halsey. I mean, love her. I mean, she always looks fantastic. But of course, I didn't realize that one of the voices of the Silver Team is Bokeem Woodbine, Soren 66. So I'm sure at one point he's going to have to take off his helmet as well, right?
Well, you saw when the Spartans suited up, they did it a la Iron Man, right? So
yeah, exactly. I mean, they don't show you the face, but yeah, they show you from the neck down, obviously. But
I mean, in the game, I think once they're in their armor, and that's it. But obviously, they got to play it a little bit different for a show, right? Because they got to have a little bit, and like you were saying, when you bring in actors to play these roles, you got to show the face a little bit. And
well, in his case, they actually explain it, like when Quan Ha pulls the gun on him, he because the helmet controls all his biometrics, right, or reads all his biometrics. So in a way, if he wants to not let them know what what his signs are, he removes, and of course making a point like, well, here, now you can kill me. So I get why he didn't just rip it off.
No. There was reasoning behind it all.
Yeah, exactly.
So he needed her to trust him. So he was vulnerable for her to trust him.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, they played it out so well. I mean, this first episode grabbed me right away. And just, it took me for a ride. And as I'm watching this, I'm thinking of every battle I've ever played in Halo. Just the fighting between them. I mean, Pablo Schreiber, I mean, did they CG him in those fighting?
Well, that's the thing. I'm kind of like the Mandalorian. I'm wondering how. I'm sure he's not in the costume for every scene. You have stuntmen and whatnot, but
well, I'm wondering if it was a stuntman or if it was actually just like, especially when he's fighting the multiple elites. Because I mean, obviously, I don't know if they were mocap people or if they were. Or if it was just, hey, we did this in the game, so we can do this in real life kind of thing. And just put like a CG Master Chief fighting up against these guys. Either way, it looks spectacular.
Well, let me ask you this. When he touches the Master Chief touches the artifact, he gets a flashback to what we think is his youth, voice of his mother. So are they implying that he's not a clone? Like he was.
I think he was actually born and then born and bred to be that, and like he was with his family and then he joined up and to be a Spartan, and he was modified.
Well, yeah, like so they altered his memory. Then,
they altered his memory. They altered. It was. I guess you could say very. I can't remember the fucking movie. Keanu Reeves, Courier.
Johnny Mnemonic?
Johnny Mnemonic, yes. Thank you. So his memories were altered and or buried and or taken out, and now he's getting flashbacks of. So yeah, no, I think it's part of his humanity, right? Now eventually, I mean, he's going to hook up with Halsey because Halsey sent Silver Team in to protect him.
Yeah.
Right. So Cortana's definitely going. Cortana is on the shelf right now because the leadership doesn't want Cortana in the thing. I don't know if you know who Cortana is.
I know who plays her, but yeah, was she the sniper?
No. Cortana in the game is an AI.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I remember people not being happy about that either. What I read online.
So
she's played by Jen Taylor at any rate.
I think they wanted the original actress to play Cortana.
Yeah. Jen Taylor, does do video games because Jen Taylor did voice Cortana and Halsey in the Halo franchise.
Okay. Yeah. But
I think it was the way she looked that they were having a problem with the way.
Of course they're gonna bitch. They're always gonna find something to bitch about.
Yeah.
But I think what they were trying to set up Cortana, because I mean you saw that the woman in the pod, right, which I think is a clone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that's the thing that the Admiral told her to halt.
So instead of having a companion clone for the Master Chief, I think she's going to flip it to an AI that can be plugged into him, and then they can work as a team. But it's like, this is. I mean, like I said, there's so much speculation as to which direction they can go in and how they're gonna take it. Right now, I am thoroughly impressed.
There's going to be a total of 9 episodes.
9 episodes.
And, strangely enough, they'll be airing Thursdays, not Wednesdays. So I don't know why it premiered on a Wednesday if they're going to release it on Thursday. But whatever. Yeah, it'll be 9 total.
Yeah, actually, it was released on Thursday.
It was Wednesday.
It was yesterday.
I have Wednesday marked down on my calendar. Are you sure?
24th.
Oh, okay. My bad. Sorry. Thursday it is. Okay. I didn't miss a day then. All right, good. Okay. So I thought it came out Wednesday and I forgot to watch it. I'm like, damn it.
No. Comes out Thursdays. But it was I think this is going to end up being really, really good. And I hope there's so much Halo stories that could be told with the multitude of games, but I mean, it could take on a life of its own too, right? So it's like, this could be fun.
Yep, we're all in on Halo, that's for sure.
Oh yeah. No, like I said, to me, I was more impressed with this than Mandalorian. I mean, I love the Mandalorian, but when I saw this, I was just kind of like, oh yeah, this is this shit.
Well, that's because Halo came before Mandalorian, so you've been invested for a while.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Mandalorian is a new property.
But even as like a Star Wars franchise and whatnot, it's still like for me, I guess with Halo, because I played it, you're immersed in it, right? It's because it's very much a first person shooter game. I mean, when the HUD came up, when they went to his HUD, right, and what he's seeing, I'm like, that's what I see when I play. You know, it's like it was so spot on. So you're so immersed as being the Master Chief and doing all of this, and really just like running into harm's way to eradicate the Covenant. You know, and I like how they refer, it's the demon.
Yeah.
That's straight out of the game, right? Because when you're playing and all of a sudden you invade like you surprise an outpost or whatnot, the demon's here. That's all you hear the Covenant saying. It's the demon. I'm like,
does that mean you're going to be playing with your Master Chief skin in Fortnite now? Is this what this means?
Maybe. But I mean, right, I've been playing with Gunner, and Gunner has the same kind of similar armor. But yeah. You know, Master Chief may come in. May come in. But it's well done. And you being a non Halo fan, what hit, what other than just the action points, what hit for you?
Oh no, I like like I said, I just thought the beginning was slow, but otherwise I liked everything about it. I love that they cast Pablo Schreiber. I've always said that this guy is great and he's very underrated. Not enough people, obviously he's half brother with Liev Schreiber. Maybe not a lot of people know that, but and there's talk of him for Wolverine. Yes, even though he's 6'5", but wouldn't it be cool if one brother plays Sabretooth and the other plays Wolverine? Anyway, well, also good news next week is, we're going to have Halo and we're going to have Moon Knight. We're going to have the first episode of Moon Knight. So things are picking up because I'm hotly anticipating Moon Knight on Disney Plus. So I cannot wait for that. But other than that, it was pretty slow week, newsworthy wise. No one died, thank God. But I don't really have anything other than what we covered.
Yeah, no, it was. Well, you know what? It just allows us to fully immerse ourselves into what we are dealing with.
Yes, sir. Damn straight. You want to wrap her up?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sorry, still shaking off my nap. You can find us on all our social media. You can find us on YouTube. Search Butcher Bay Rejects. On Twitter, @Bay Rejects. On Facebook, @Butcher Bay Rejects. As well as @Butcher Bay Rejects on TikTok. You can also find us on our website, which has all of our episodes, butcherbayrejects.com, as well as all the podcast platforms. We're everywhere. You just got to go. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Alexa TuneIn, Amazon Music, and Pandora. This has been Butcher Bay Rejects. I'm Mark.
I'm Greg. See you next week, nerds.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye.